Just imagine you are in Whitechapel. What can you see? In 1888, it was the poorest part of London. It was like a powder keg. England was invaded by immigrants who swelled the populations of the major cities. Immigrants were from Ireland, Russia, and Eastern Europe. Work and housing conditions worsened. 55% of children born in the East End died before they were 5 years old. Robbery, violence, and alcohol dependency were commonplace. Many women wanted to be prostitutes to survive. In a year, the police counted 62 brothels, and these are only those that were found. So it was so easy to find random slum prostitute and do whatever you want. High crime and extreme poverty, that was characterizes the Whitechapel of the time. The exact number of victims of Jack the Ripper is currently unknown, is the subject of controversy and ranges from 4 to 15. Nevertheless, there is a list of 5 canonical victims. Mary Ann Nichols. The throat was cut as a result of 2 blows inflicted by a sharp blade. The lower part of the abdominal cavity was opened. The wounds were lacerated. In addition, several wounds inflicted by the same knife were found on the body. Annie Chapman. As in the case of Nichols, the throat was slashed as a result of 2 blows with a razor. However, the abdominal cavity was completely opened and the uterus was removed from the woman's body. Elizabeth Stride. Her earlobe was cut off as promised by the Ripper. Mary Jane Kelly. The mutilated corpse of Mary Kelly was found in her own room. Kelly was the youngest and the most attractive of all the victims. During the investigation of the Ripper case, the police, newspapers, representatives of other organizations received thousands of letters one way or another related to the Ripper case. Among the many letters that allegedly came from Jack the Ripper at the time when the Whitechapel murders took place, researchers single out the letter from hell as one of those that could actually be written by a serial killer. The reason why this letter stands apart from all similar letters is that it was delivered in a small box, which, in addition to the letter, contained half a kidney stored in ethanol. Later, it was found that the kidney is human. The kidney of one of the victims, Catherine Eddowes, was removed by the killer. Text of the letter from hell. Mr. Lusk, sir, I am sending you half of a kidney that I took from one of the women and kept for you. I fried the other half and ate it. It tasted delicious. I'll send you the bloody knife I used to carve her if you wait any longer. Try to stop me, Mr. Lusk. Or another letter, Citizen Chief. I keep hearing that the police have been following me, but haven't yet been able to determine my location. I love when they look so smart and say that they are on the right track. I was convulsing at that leather apron joke. I'm running out of horse, but I won't stop gutting them until they finally arrest me. The last one was just amazing. I didn't give the girl a chance to utter a word. How can they catch me? I love what I do and I want to continue. Soon you will hear about me and my funny pranks. There was some red liquid left in the ginger beer bottle from the last time to pee on, but it's thick as glue and I can't use it. I hope the red ink works. Haha, next time I'll cut off a girl's ears and send them to the police just for fun. Say this letter while I'm busy with work and then make it completely public. My knife is so nice and sharp that I would get down to business immediately if I had the opportunity. Good luck, your humble servant, Jack the Ripper, with your permission under the pseudonym. I'm not sending this letter until I've wiped all the red paste off my hands to use it, so far to no avail. Now they say I'm a doctor. Ha ha. It was initially considered a joke, but when the body of Catherine Eddowes was found on September 30, with her ear partially cut off, the attention of the investigators was attracted by the fact that in the letter, written at least 3 days before the murder, there was the phrase, "cut off the girl's ears." On the 1st of October, a letter was published in the newspapers. The police hoped that someone could recognize the handwriting, but this didn't help the investigation. It was the first letter signed in the name of Jack the Ripper, and after its publication, hundreds of letters allegedly from the Ripper began to arrive. Identity. British scientists have identified the identity of Jack the Ripper. It turned out to be hairdresser Aaron Kosminski. It was possible to find out thanks to the DNA analysis of the killer on the handkerchief of one of the victims. Critics, however, are unhappy that researchers haven't published specific genetic sequences, and without them, they consider the results inconclusive. Beside Eddowes lay her blood-stained silk handkerchief. It was bought at auction in 2007 by 40-year-old businessman Russell Edwards. A few years later, he provided the handkerchief to scientists for analysis. The first tests that pointed to Kosminski were carried out by biochemist Jari Louhelainen back in 2014, but other experts considered his results not convincing enough. Kosminski was one of the main suspects. He was allegedly caught at the scene of one of the crimes. However, the witness didn't identify the killer in Kosminski. The young man came to the UK to work in 1882 and got a job as a barber in one of the barbershops in Whitechapel.